Hello, thank you for joining me for another beer review then. So, we've got another beer from Track then. This is If You Lose Me, part of their Gold Top series. As you can see, double IPA with Citra, is it Nelson and Enigma hops, 8.5% ABV. Yeah, could be interesting. So, purchased, as I've done with a lot of beers recently, at House of Trembling Madness online in York. So, contains barley, oat, wheats, lactose, hops, yeast, and water. Classed as a double milkshake IPA. What I've had from these guys of this series have been very good. Not overly sweet, but just very good. Um, so it says on the commercial description, so good we brew it again for our birthday celebration in 2022. Too. It's my party and I cry if I want to, with sheer joy from this absolute beast of a double IPA. Our big body base of extra pale wheat and big juicy oats combined with our signature lactose addition really pushes the body into a velvety pillow realms. A huge charge of Citra, Nelson and Enigma on the dry hop gives a tantalisingly tropical taste sensation. I'm not going to go any further because it starts going into tasting notes. So yeah, this has been out a little while. So it's packaged on the 1st of November of 2022. Best before the 1st of May 2023. Let's crack it open then, see what we got. I've got the they brought out a couple of beers at the same time. They brought this out and a triple IPA I've also got. That'll be at a future date. I like to leave triple IPAs a while before I crack them. But yeah, these ones should be okay. So, Track Brewing Company then, as you probably well know. If you don't, they're out of Manchester in England, here in the UK. A lot of their beers have been getting out to Australia from my good friend Sam Smiley, my Australian correspondent. He's been getting quite a few Track beers, which is always great to see. So beer in the glass, yeah, it looks absolutely pin sharp, one finger, pure white head, really tightly packed bubbles on that. Just really, absolute orange juice fest there. Into the light, there's no light coming through it at all, just a very kind of murky beer, almost chicken soup in colour. Aroma then, I mean, considering they're classing this, I think this is just an untapped thing, but alright, it's got lactose in it for a double IPA. So I guess every lactose IPA is classed as a milkshake IPA these days. So I'm not a massive lover of milkshake IPAs, as you well know. But what I've had from these guys, I always like to make an exception. Not crazy amounts of aroma on this. Straight out of the fridge. Yeah, so very kind of light. The more I'm smelling it, the more the aroma is actually coming through. Forget that. So bags of, Citra, obviously, is at the forefront of this. There's a slight kind of sweetness there, but it's not crazy. Mango, papaya, that kind of thing, but low-key mango. It's not one of them pulpy ones or anything like that. Good. Pale stone fruits, as you kind of expect, really. Passion fruit. A little bit kind of almost chalky, but yeah, there is a slight sweetness coming through from the lactose. So let's give it a try. So cheers and happy birthday, Track. Serious beerage here. Oh, the mouthfeel on this is off the chain. Wow. I mean, these beers aren't cheap. I've bought a few beers recently because, you know, this, that and the other. I don't like saying that word, but this, that and the other is probably an easier one. I mean, look at how creamy that is. It just takes my mind off what I was going to say. And then lacing that, and that as you gives you an idea of how good the quality of the beer is. I've indulged in a fair few beers, so the next month or so, 2 months, is going to be some nice beers coming up. So first thing, pillowy mouthfeel, silky, velvety, smooth, glides down the palate. No hint of the ABV. It's about a 3/4 medium body, 3/4 medium, 3/4 of a medium body, if you like. Lactose is there, present, not overly sweet, perfect. With all milkshake, whatever milkshake IPAs are, sweet IPAs, whatever you want to call them, are of this sweetness, I wouldn't have too much of a problem. The trouble is, there's a lot of others that are well beyond, you know, what I would class as an acceptable amount. I mean, even some IPAs, New England IPAs, I feel that are as sweet as this without lactose. So it gives you an idea. Back to the tasting then. Silky, nice papaya, mango, pineapple, grapefruit, passion fruit, pale stone fruits. It's got it all going on in there in abundance. Silky smooth, a little bit of a resinous towards the back end on the palate hanging around. The sweetness kind of dies off a bit. It doesn't linger, which is good. A little bit sweet, sticky sweet, if you like, on the palate. The residual flavours in this is fantastic. It hangs around just on the back of the tongue. It's just still there. It's still there now. It's got a slightly kind of sticky quality to it. Resinousy. It's not even a word, but you know what I mean. On the palate. The more I'm drinking it, as I say, that residualness on the palate, there is a little bit of booze, but it's not really kind of obvious, you know. But you get that kind of again, that just enhances the residual kind of flavours on the palate. It's a nice sipping beer. You still know it's a decent beer of ABV wise, just on the body alone, not through any alcohol volume, or maybe a little bit towards the back end on the palate. You're getting a little bit of booze, but it's not nothing, you know. But you know, by this stage, you're really enjoying the beer. You don't care. It's leaving a cracking lacing, as you would expect. We kind of knew that, didn't we? When we first cracked the beer, when I was rocking it backwards and forwards, you knew that was going to happen. You can just tell with some of these beers. But again, that they've just nailed this style completely, in my opinion. Possibly one of the best milkshake IPA. If you're going to try milkshake IPAs, try the Track Gold Top. That's all I'm going to say, because they are, for my palate at least, the exception to the rule for the style. So Citra, Nelson and Enigma. Any other information here? Brewed in can and poured at Track Brewing Co. Blah, 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 Manchester, Piccadilly, Trading Estate. They go out to Denmark, Norway, and as we've already said, or I've already said, Australia. One more sip. This is one of the best double IPAs I've had in a long time. Track Brewing Company. If you don't know who they are, you should be getting on their website and checking out their online stuff. Great stuff. So this is If You Lose Me, part of their Gold Top Double IPA series. As you can see, Citra, Nelson and Enigma hops. Great stuff. So check them out. Thanks for watching, as always, and I'll see you on the next review. Cheers.